Summer deer chores are essential to your success in the fall. Today we're going to go over some of the most crucial things you need to be doing right now, July, to make sure that you do not miss that opportunity at that big buck come fall. The first thing we need to be doing is clearing our shooting lanes. The only way to do that is to climb up the stand and make sure we know how much we need to remove. So it looks like that shooting lane is doing all right. May have to trim up some on the right side. And then this shooting lane, since we're looking down so much, may have to trim right there. Now, something essential to remember is that my stand right here, it's pretty well covered. Now, if I wanted to cut down, say, this whole tree, well, then I would be sticking out like a sore thumb. So we have to be meticulous about exactly what we're cutting down. I get poison ivy terrible, so I like wearing gloves always. Sleeves help with the ticks and, again, poison ivy, and helps keep the sun off you. And today I'll be using a manual pole saw just because it doesn't look like we have a ton to cut down, so I don't really feel the need to use a gas or battery powered one. Now that I was able to take care of those shooting lanes, we're going to move on to some of the other problems that we're going to need to deal with. Another tip is to disable the motion detection on your cameras if you're going to be doing work in and around the tree stand, out here, anywhere where it's going to pick up photos. So another thing I'd like to talk about when we're considering summer deer chores or just things we need to do before the season, check your stands. So that can include a couple of things. One is, how tight are they? So like this one, still doing pretty good. Maybe needs a little tightening, so I'll probably tighten these straps down just a tad bit more, but pretty good. I've seen a lot worse. But my big issue is that there was a bunch of ants up there, kind of collecting in whenever the leaves fall and twigs break off and land in the seat, all the ants kind of collected up there, and there was a ton of them. So we're gonna need to get some probably taro ant bait, I would say. And that taro ant bait should handle them just fine and kill them. But I'm glad I know now, and it's not opening day of archery season, and I'm up in my stand getting eaten alive by things crawling all over me. So definitely glad I found that out. So check your stands. The next tip I have involves trail cams and making sure that the batteries are charged. So this is a rechargeable lithium battery I have, which means, you know, it's great because it lasts a lot longer, but when it goes dead, you can't just replace them in the field. You got to go home and charge them. And now we're on camera. Say hey. So another deer chore, keep your cameras in line. If you want to see a video all about trail cameras and my summer trail cam setup, click the link right here. I'll have full view of my mineral lick and this area of my food plot. If you want to see the best food plot seeds for this fall, click the link right here. So what I mean by checking food plots are analyzing how your plants have been growing that you planted in the spring. So these are some brassicas that I just planted as a tester run, and they're doing really well. Actually, they came in this spot. The majority of the plot is clover, so just checking on your food plots is a good plan. I sprayed clethodim, which is a grass selective herbicide that does not kill brassicas, broadleafs, or clover, and I sprayed that about 3 weeks ago. But you know, you can spray it now still if you're having grass issues. So just making sure that you're out here analyzing your food plots. Another summer deer chore is spraying. Killing all the areas where you're going to want to expand your food plot. If you want to see a video of me spraying my new sections of my food plot, click the link right here. As you can see, the sections that I want to expand to are already killed off now from when I sprayed just last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now. So I just want to expand the borders of it a little bit to provide some more nutrition, as well as providing an entirely new section that's going to be a kill plot for a shooting lane I've built right here. Now, something I still have to do in this area is do some weed whacking to make sure we can get really down to the soil and not have as much thatch sitting on top, because we want good seed to soil contact. So the next chore I got to do is weed whack some of these areas back where I really want to ensure that the seeds will be able and ready to plant in just 3 or 4 weeks. Also, always got to bring water in the summer. Can't say it enough, stay hydrated. Now that I've been able to take care of some of this area behind me here and just clear it out a little bit more with the weed whacker, the next thing we're going to focus on is clearing or cutting trails, which is something a lot of people do, and I think a lot of people may be misinformed about it or don't go about it quite the right way. I don't know if you guys can quite tell, but this is a pretty distinct trail that the deer use, but also leads right up to my stand right here. And so for me, I like to clear out an area where I can walk through to my stand so that I'm not making a bunch of noise. So like there's not a ton of twigs and stuff, because that's all noise I'm gonna make when I walk to my stand. Now it's a bit early to do that, primarily because more sticks are gonna fall, more things are gonna happen until the season, but it's something to think about. That's a trail for me. Now, more importantly, a lot of people like to clear deer trails. So they'll open up an area, get either a brush cutter or heavy-duty weed whacker, and come in and just destroy an area where they can walk through. Me personally, that's not my favorite way to go about it. Because I think that's not quite talked about enough is the fact that deer aren't dumb. They know when their habitat is being messed with. So I don't like to mess with it if I can help it. So for me, this trail, it's not perfect. There might be, branches and stuff in the way, but if they use it, then it's good enough for them. I don't want to go in there and make a whole new trail because I don't know if they're going to use it. Clearly, their trails are there for a reason, to a water source, to a food source. I'm not just going to go through the woods clearing out everything unless I think it needs to happen, or I'm messing with a trail that already exists and I'm just cleaning it up a little bit for them, making it slightly easier. It's a great time of year to do that. So those are all the essential deer chores that we should be doing right about now, July. Prepping food plots for planting. Hopefully that's all set to go. Checking in on your tree stands, making sure they're tight, making sure there's no pests in them. Consistently checking your cameras, making sure they're full of battery, checking SD cards, things like that. Things that you will be fully prepared for the fall, because things always seem to go wrong or something unexpected happens. And so you want to mitigate the amount of possible problems you can have for the fall. If you want to see more videos in my food plot series, my whitetail prep series, where we're getting ready for this fall, hopefully for a bunch of big bucks, to allow them to be the best possible, to give them the best possible habitat and situation, to where I'll be able to, giving them the best opportunity to be in the right place at the right time where I'll be able to harvest them. I've got a series in Banff coming up soon. It'll be my most cinematic, most well done videos to this point. So if you're interested in the outdoors, stay tuned for that in late July, early August. That'll be coming out. But other than that, thanks for watching and please subscribe.